to states the story of my marriage. And as I'm not a Chetan Bhagat, I don't need to give any acknowledgements and or any other things. So directly straight to the story. Act 1, Ahmedabad. Wait a minute, let me scroll. Yep, it's here. Yeah. She stood two places ahead of me in the lunch line at the IIMMS. I checked her out from the corner of my eye, wondering what the big fuss about the South Indian girl was. Her waist-length hair rippled as she tapped the steel plate with her fingers like a famished refuge. I noticed the three black threads on the back of her fair neck. Someone had decided to accessorize in the most academically oriented B school in the country. Ananya Swaminathan, best girl in the fresher batch. Seniors has already anointed her on the dorm board. We had only 20 girls in a batch of 200. Good looking ones were rare. Girls don't get selected to IIM for their looks. They get in because they can solve mathematical problems faster than 99.99% of India's population and crack the cat. Most IIM girls are above shallow things like makeup, fitting clothes, contact lenses, removal of facial hair, body odor, and feminine charm. Girls like Ananya, if and when they were arrived by freak chance, become instant pin-up in-out, testosterone-charged, estrogen-starved campus. I imagined Miss Swaminathan had received more male attention in the last week than she had in her entire life. Thus, I assumed she would be obnoxious and decided to ignore her. The student inched forward on autopilot. The bored kitchen staff couldn't care if they were serving prisoners or future CEOs. They tossed one ladle of yellow stuff after another into plates. Of course, Miss Busgirl needed the spotlight. That's not rasam. Whatever it is definitely not rasam. And what's that? The dark yellow stuff? Sambar, the mess worker growled. Looks disgusting. How did you make it? She asked. You want or not? The mess worker said, more interested in wrapping up lunch than discussing recipes. While Our Lady decided, the two boys between us banged their plates on the counter. They took the food without editorials about it and left. I came up right behind her. I stole a sideways glance. Definitely above average. Actually, well above average. In fact, outlier by IAMA standards. She had perfect features with eyes, nose, lips, and ears the right size and in the right places. That is all it takes to make people beautiful. Normal body parts. Yet, why does nature mess us up so many times? Her tiny blue bindi matched her sky blue and white salwar kameez. She looked like Sridevi's smarter cousin, if there is such a possibility. The mess worker dumped a yellow lump on my plate. Excuse me, I am before him, she said to the mess worker, pinning him down with her large confident eyes. What you want? The mess worker said in a heavy South Indian accent. You calling rasam not rasam? You make face when you see my sambar? I feed 100 people. They no complain. And that is why you don't improve. Maybe they should complain, she said. The mess worker dropped the ladle in the sambar vessel and threw up his hands. You want complaint? Go to mess manager and complain. See what student coming to these days. The mess worker turned to me seeking sympathy. I almost nodded. She looked at me. Can you eat this stuff? She wanted to know. Try it? I took a spoonful of sambar, warm and salty, not gourmet stuff, but edible in a no choice kind of way. I could eat it for lunch. I had stayed in a hostel for 4 years. However, I saw her face, now prettier with a hint of pink. I compared her to the 50-year-old mess worker. He wore a lungi and had visible grey hair on his chest. When in doubt, the pretty girl is always right. It is disgusting, I said. See, she said with childlike glee. The mess worker glared at me. But I can develop a taste for it, I added in a lame attempt to soothe him. The mess worker grunted and tossed a mound of rice on my plate. Pick something you like, I said to her, avoiding eye contact. The whole campus had stared at her in the past few days. I had to appear different. Give me the rasagullas, she pointed to the dessert. That is after you finish meal, the mess worker said. Who are you? My mother? I am finished. Give me two rasagullas, she insisted. Only one per student, he said as he placed a katori with one sweet on her plate. Oh, come on. There are no limits on this disgusting sambar, but only one of what is edible, she said. The line grew behind us. The boys in line didn't mind. They had a chance to legitimately stare at the best looking girl of the batch. Give mine to her, I said and regretted it immediately. She will never date you. It is a rasagolla down the drain, I scolded myself. I gave it to you, the mess worker said virtuously as he placed the dessert on my plate. I passed my katori to her. She took the two rasagullas and moved out of the line. Okay, Buddy, pretty girl goes her way, Rasgulla less loser goes another. Find a corner to sit, I said to myself. She turned to me. She didn't ask me to sit with her, but she looked like she wouldn't mind if I did. She pointed to a table with a little finger where we sat down opposite each other. The entire mess stared at us, wondering what I had done to merit sitting with her. I have made a huge sacrifice, my dessert, I wanted to tell them. I am Krish, I said, doodling in the sambar with my spoon. I'm Ananya, isn't it? She said as I grimaced at the food's taste. I'm used to hostel food, I shrugged. I have had worse. I coughed as I bit on a green chili. I coughed as I bite on a green chili. She had a water jug next to her. She lifted the jug, leaned forward and poured water for me. A collective sigh ran through the mess. We had become everyone's matinee show. She finished her two desserts in 4 bites. I am still hungry. I didn't even have breakfast. Hunger or tasteless food. Hostel life is about whatever is easier to deal with, I said. You want to go out? I am sure the city has decent restaurant, she said. Now we had a class in 1 hour, but Miss Girl had asked me out, even though for her own stomach. And as everyone knows, female classmates always come before class. Don't tell me you're dying to attend the lecture, she said and stood up daring me. I spooned in some rice. She stamped her foot. Leave the disgusting stuff. 400 eyes followed us as I walked out of the mess with Miss Ananya Swaminathan, rated the best girl by popular vote in IIMA. Do you like chicken? The menu rested on her nose as she spoke. We had come to Topaz, a basic, soulless but air-conditioned restaurant half a kilometer from a campus. Like all mid-range Indian restaurants, it played a boring instrumental version of old Hindi songs and served little marinated onions on the table. Marinated onions. I thought Ahmedabad was vegetarian, I said. Please, I would die here then. She turned to the waiter and ordered half a tandoori chicken with rumali rotis. Do you have beer? She asked the waiter. The waiter shook his head in horror and left. We are in Gujarat. There is prohibition here, I said. Why? Gandhiji's birthplace, I said. But Gandhiji won us freedom, she said, playing with the little onions. What's the point of getting people free only to put restrictions on them? Point, I said. So you are an expert on rasam and sambar. Are you a South Indian? Tamilian, please be precise. In fact, Tamil Brahmin, which is way different from Tamilians. Never forgot that. She leaned back as the waiter served her a meal. She tore a chicken leg with her teeth. And how exactly are Tamil Brahmins different? Well, for one thing, no meat and no drinking, she said as she gestured across with a chicken leg. Absolutely, I said. She laughed. I didn't say I am practicing Tam Brahm, but you should know that I am born into the purest of pure upper caste communities ever created. What about you, commoner? I am a Punjabi, though I never lived in Punjab. I grew up in Delhi and I have no idea about my caste, but we do eat chicken. And I can digest bad sambar better than Tamil Brahmins, I said. You are funny, she said, tapping my hand. I liked the tap. So, where did you stay in hostel before? She said, please don't say IIT. You are doing pretty well so far. What's wrong with IIT? Nothing. Are you from there? She sipped the water. Yes, from IIT Delhi. Is that a problem? No. She smiled. Not yet. Excuse me, I said. Her smugness had reached irritating levels. Nothing, she said. We stayed quiet. What's the deal? Someone from IIT broke your heart? She laughed. No, on the contrary, I seem to have broken some, for no fault of my own. Care to explain? Don't tell anyone, but in the past week that I have been here, I have had 10 proposals, all from IITians. I mentally kicked myself. My guess was right. She was getting a lot of attention. I only wished it wasn't from my own people. Proposals for what? The usual, to go out, be friends and stuff. Oh, and one guy from IIT Chennai proposed marriage. Serious? Yes, he said this past week has been momentous for him. He joined IAMA and now he has found his wife in me. I may be wrong, but I think he had some jewelry on him. I smacked my forehead. No, my college mates can't be doing this, whatever the deprivation. So you understand my concern about you being from IIT, she said, picking up a chicken breast next. Oh, so it is a natural reaction. If I am from IIT, I have to propose to you within 10 minutes. I didn't say that, you implied that. I am sorry. It's okay, I expected you to be like this. Let me guess. Only child, rich parents. Wrong, wrong. I have a younger brother and my father works in Bank of Baroda in Chennai. Sorry, you expected me to be like what? Some girls cannot handle attention. 2 days of popularity and every guy in college should bow to you. That's not true. Didn't I come with you? She neatly transferred the bare bones of the chicken onto another plate. Oh, that's huge. Coming out with a commoner like me. How much is the bill? I will pay my share and leave. I stood up. Hey, she said. What? I am sorry. Please sit down. I had lost interest in the conversation anyway. If there is nothing as attractive as a pretty girl, there is nothing as repulsive as a cocky chick. I sat back and focused on the food and the irritating instrumental music for the next 10 minutes. I ignored the Brahmin who stereotyped my college mates. Are we okay now? She smiled hesitantly. Why did you come out with me? To take your score to 11? You really want to know? Yes, I need some friends here. And you seemed like a safe zone guy, like the kind of guy who could just be friends with a girl, right? Absolutely not, I thought. Why would any guy want to be only friends with a girl? It's like agreeing to be near a chocolate cake and never eat it. It's like sitting in a racing car but not driving it. Only wimps do that. I'm not so sure, I said. You can handle it. I told you about the proposals because you can see how stupid they are. They are not stupid. They are IITians. They just don't know how to talk to women yet, I said. Whatever, but you do, and I would like to be friends with you. Just friends, okay? She extended her hand. I gave her a limp handshake. Let's share, 60 each, she said as the bill arrived. That's right, just friends, share bills. I didn't want to be just friends with her, and I didn't want to be the 11th matrix. I paid my share and came back to campus. I had no interest in meeting my just friend anytime again soon. So this is it. The first episode is over here, and there were so many flaws, right, my friends? It's okay. I will improve it in the forthcoming episodes, and you will enjoy more in the coming days. And thanks for watching. Let's fight that boredom.